President Trump's first stop was Saudi Arabia. And I don't know about you, but I was waiting for him to spark an international incident. You know, like I was waiting for him to walk off the plane going, "So many ninjas!" But luckily that didn't happen. And now Trump hoped that people would focus on his carefully crafted speech about Islam and terrorism. But unfortunately, his mouth was soon overtaken by his hands.
You may have seen this rather strange image of President Trump standing alongside the Saudi king and the president of Egypt, all of them with their hands on a glowing white orb.
It looks less like a summit of world leaders and more like a scene out of a bizarro Captain Planet, you know? Let our powers combine. Oil! Plutonium! Spray tan! Now, to be fair, that's not all that Trump did with his hands in Saudi Arabia. The president also signed a deal to sell the Saudis $110 billion in weapons, which, can I just say for a second, like, what a load of bullshit, right? No. Trump goes to Saudi Arabia and never once mentions radical Islamic terrorism, which is what he condemned Obama for, right? And on top of that, he signs the biggest arms deal in American history with the Saudis. The same people he even said were behind 9/11. Really? What was Trump sitting there with them like, "All right, you gotta promise you're not gonna use these to do another 9/11. They're like, "No, Donald, we'll never do another 9/11. We'll do a completely different date. Deal." Wait, what? But if you are worried about America's security, luckily, President Trump's speech did offer a grim warning to young Muslims considering a career in terrorism.
Your life will be empty. Your life will be brief, and your soul will be fully condemned.
I'm sorry, those were Trump's wedding vows. We were looking, there was a tape. Do we not have the... Oh, sorry about that, sorry. So, all in all, Trump handled the Saudi trip well, and he was just getting started. Next stop, Israel, where the president got a chance to place his hands on one of Jerusalem's holiest sites, the Western Wall. And you know that made a big impression on Trump. You see this, folks? They built one wall 2,000 years ago. 0 Mexicans in their whole country. And by the way, my favorite part of Trump's time in Israel was the part when he didn't know what part of the world Israel was in.
We just got back from the Middle East. We just got back to Saudi Arabia, and
everyone's reaction was captured by that guy in the corner. Just look at him. Look at his face. While Trump is saying that, he's like, "Do you know how much work I had to do just to get in this room? And this asshole didn't even look at a map?" But it wasn't long before Trump's hands were once again dominating his trip, because instead of his visits and looking at the effects on U.S.-Israel relations, everyone was focused on Donald-Melania relations.
The thing that got an enormous amount of media attention had to do with Melania Trump, the First Lady, and some video. Was this an actual slap, or did she just pull her hand away? She pulled her hand away, but I didn't quite see the contact of a slap.
Wow. Leave it to Fox News not to recognize what rejection from a woman looks like. She,